Alright, today I will be going through the metal or non-metal lab procedure. So first things first, we want to get a sample of each of these elements. So I'm going to use individual tweezers for each one so that we don't contaminate them. And you want to get 3 pieces from each container and put them in places on the well plate. There's magnesium. Sulfur. Silicone. Copper. Carbon. And finally, aluminum. So the first test I will be doing is the conductivity test. For this, you need your little conductivity meter here, if you want to call it that. And first, I'm going to make sure that this battery has some juice. So I'm just going to touch these alligator's clips together. You can see that the light's lighting up. That means that the battery is indeed charged. So now I'm going to test each substance for its conductivity. Alright, so here is the magnesium. Next we'll try the sulfur. Looks like the sulfur is also not conductive, it's not lighting up. Okay, silicone. Oh, okay. I don't know if the camera caught that, but you can see that the bulb is lighting up just a little bit. So silicone might be a little bit conductive, semiconductor if you will. Alright, copper's next. Wow, okay, that one is conductive. Now carbon. Alright. Finally, aluminum. Alright, next we will be doing the crushing test. So you want to make sure you do this test on the floor. You want to get your little plate that you're going to hammer stuff into, and you want your hammer. Okay, and we're going to want a little bit of tape so we can actually tape the samples to the plate so that they don't splinter and move around a lot. So this test is to find out if the substance is malleable or not. First, we're going to do magnesium. Here, that little gray piece in the middle is the magnesium. Next, we'll do the sulfur. Alright, there you can see, oh, get out of focus. There you can see what the sulfur looks like after being hit. Looks a little powdery. Now silicone. This is what the silicone looks like after being hammered. Alright, here's copper. Oh, the copper broke through the tape. You can see it's still pretty intact. Alright, now carbon. That's what's left of the carbon. Okay, the next test we will be doing is the reactivity test with 1 molar hydrochloric acid. So you're going to want another well plate for this reactivity test with the hydrochloric acid. And what we're going to do is place a sample into another spot on this new well plate, and then we're going to drop the hydrochloric acid on it, 10 drops of hydrochloric acid. You want to record your observations, and you're going to let that sit for 3 to 5 minutes and then make observations if anything changes. So here we go. We're going to start with the magnesium. This one. Alright, here's 10 drops of hydrochloric acid. Okay, it's fizzing a lot. Alright, we'll let that one simmer while I'm working on the next one. So here's sulfur. Now it's 10 drops. Now silicone. There's the silicone sample. Here is copper. Next is carbon. That's the carbon. And finally, we have aluminum. There's the aluminum in well 6. Okay, so we're going to let those sit for a few minutes and then record observations again. Okay, I'm going to come back to our hydrochloric acid well plate, and we'll see how our samples are doing now. So in well 1, we have the magnesium. In 2, there's the sulfur. 3 is the silicone. 4, the copper. 5 is carbon. And 6 is the aluminum. I'm going to move on to the reactivity with 1 molar copper to chloride solution. So I'm just going to put these off to the side. And since you've used 2 samples already, one for the crush test and one for the reactivity with hydrochloric acid test, you should have about 1 sample left because you took 3 at the start. So I'm just going to add the copper chloride solution to the remaining samples. So just like the hydrochloric acid test, you are going to add 10 drops of the solution and record your observations, then come back in 3 to 5 minutes and make new observations. So here we go. First up is magnesium. Get a little close up on that. Alright, and next sulfur. Okay, silicone. Now copper. All right, here's carbon. And here's the aluminum. Alright, I'm going to let the copper 2 chloride solution sit with our samples for a few more minutes, and then we'll check up on those. In the meantime, you can dispose of these samples, but make sure to put them in the waste container so that we're not pouring harmful chemicals down the drain. Okay. And looks like it's about time to come back to our samples that have reacted or didn't react with the copper chloride solution. So in well number 1, we have magnesium. Number 2, there's sulfur. Number 3 is silicon. Number 4 is copper. Number 5 is carbon, and number 6 is aluminum. Well, now we have to dispose of these waste solutions in the waste container, so just make sure to do that because these solutions can also be harmful. And make sure to clean your lab station up, so wash your well plates, wipe down your lab station with a wet rag or sponge, make sure to wash your hands with soap and water, and then get to work on your post lab. That is the end of this lab. Thank you.